We were told, even in secondary school, that we were all going to be wives and mothers, and therefore to come here and study commerce was really going out on a limb in one sense. Deborah Radford, and I'm a non-executive director and also a council member at the university. My first year at university, my father, who'd worked in the finance industry for almost 30 years, was made redundant. You know, things economically were really quite tough, and I can remember walking around the factories in West Heidelberg looking for a job. Top of mind was, how are you going to get an income? So a lot of my female friends at the time said, well, why wouldn't you do teaching? And I said, well, I don't want to be a teacher, so you know, it would be a wrong step to accept something knowing full well that you weren't going to proceed with that. You know, there were a lot of things here that were very new. It was almost like coming to La Trobe was like going on exchange, because it was so different to the life that we led, which was very simple. It was a historically interesting time, and then it was just post the Vietnam War, and some of the protesters from the war and the draft dodgers had hidden out in Menzies College, and only the federal police were allowed on campus. The weekly rent at Chisholm College was $14 a week, and I had been given a student allowance of $14 a week. So by Thursday you would sometimes be quite hungry, and a number of us would go over to the union on Thursday late in the afternoon around about 4:30 to see if there were any sandwiches that hadn't been sold, and the staff would often hand them over, which was very kind of them. Slipsy was my first year textbook, yes. I did have a stint in the State Treasury, and a lot of it was about microeconomic reform. So what did I do? I went back to my textbooks and I picked up Lipsies. A couple of years ago, together with my husband, we set up a foundation, and the idea was to support young people at risk and a number of other initiatives. And you know, it's very much provide the tools that they can fish rather than hand out the fish. I believe that what's happened in Mildura and Shepparton and Albury, you know, having the university in those towns is quite profound. I mean, it changes the lives of a lot of young people. The 5 research focus areas that have been articulated for the university means that each one of those areas will be world class. You know, I'm quite excited about the future and what the university can be and will be.